Dissolve amongst chaos. I didn't pay attention. 225. All right. Trying to find like an optimal leveling order, but I still think it's Shandy first to get her speed effect. Maybe Shandy and then Sentry, so she can reduce the next area requirements. Why did... Oh, I put Grom in. I'm like, hey, what? There. That's supposed to be... No, like this. That's supposed to be what we're doing here. Failed the Mahad variant on T3. How far did you get? $890. That was a pretty good push, though. I don't understand. What the hell? What the hell? It just shouldn't be a thing. Like, when that comes up, I'm like, something's wrong. I built this formation wrong somehow. Alright, what did we get? Did we get some more corrupted gems? Yes. I should go see how many I have. 11,500. Nice. So we'll have to take a look. There's gonna be like feats, and there will be some feats and some goldens. And I think I've got some of the champions that are featured in it, so it'll be interesting to see what we can get out of that. Oh, gems. If you have a stockpile of speed potions, when you hit Avernus, this is also a good place to like save up for a familiar. There's Dragonbait's health item and a large potion of speed. Ding 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 ding. Epic for Tyrell. Okay, that was our pity timer though, so it's not like it was only. All right, Tyrell, where are you at? Okay, he's got 2 now. Good for him. Oh, health of Dragonbait. Down to 5 of these and 1 of these now. Between Penelope and Sentry, it's going to be very hard for things to get close to us. Because I've got the Sentry in her root spec. Dude, look at this Scorpion, just like, nope, nope, you stay back there, buddy. We don't want you anywhere near us. Stop it. We got knockbacks from, yeah, this is the better place. Well, because we're getting stuff, but the knockback with Diana in the top, we're knocking everybody into Briv, which is perfect. But between the knockbacks and the roots and the slows, not getting there. Well, DPS works. It just shouldn't, though. So I guess he's part of the super secret DPS club. Whole magic team. Yeah, I don't really have that, so that is not what I've built my selections around. So I mean, with this kind of setup, I mean, Minsk is our DPS, and he's not a good option for armor, but we're doing just fine. We're doing just fine. Because of Whittle giving us some attack speed boost. So 4-second cooldown with occasional attack resets, and then all of the crowd control. All right, look at Gideon. Where do you think you were going, Gideon? Nowhere. That's right. Nowhere. Yeah, you've really got to you kind of have to prep a solution to killing armored things quickly for Avernus. This is not gonna. Minsk is not gonna do it when we. I don't think. We'll see. Who knows? But he's not gonna do it when we get to the end. It is the first real true DPS race in Idle Champions. And I know people who have just sat on it infinitely going, how long does it take to do this? And it's like, well, if you're not done already, I've been at this for a half an hour just on the same level. What? Then you're not doing it. Are you not noticing? Yeah, Human in the middle is going to be helpful when we get there. Absolutely. But that's only going to give you double credit, and that's still, you want double credit off more than just a single hit. You really do. Char is ideal, but yeah, we may have to look and see what our Ashara formations look like. Who else would we have? I mean, Ashara just rocketing out 5s, and those 5s getting doubled would be super fast. Yeah, because I don't have any other really good multi-attackers. Magic doesn't have an easier time breaking armor. The thing about Ashara is she can throw out 5 hits at once, which against an armored enemy removes 5 chunks. So creates an incredibly positive situation when you're trying to remove armor. If you're removing 5 chunks at a time, and then you have Human in the middle column here, so you're removing double. You'd remove 10 chunks with every Ashara attack. And if you've got Whittle speeding up her attacks, like auto resetting occasionally, then it's 10. Oh, hey, they're almost dead because there's usually only 50 segments, right? So there went 20. We almost removed the whole thing, and then she attacks again, and there goes 30, and it stacks up real fast. If you can basically 5 hit it, 5 attacks with Ashara, and it's dead. Good. But yeah, champions that start with magic missile tend to get more magic missiles as they level up. Yeah. even without like basically whittle helps because of attack speed and then attack resets. It's just a wicked combination. Not necessary, but helpful. But helpful. But I know people who would get to the final adventure here, and they'd be like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what DPS are you using? They're like, Zorbu, and I'm like, get him out. Get him out. That's not working. Like, you're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do this. Now there are a lot of extra neat features for people. Like someone that's really good for that would be Celise. Celise has an ability that'll let you that gives you like triple credit in the right situation. I forgot about this. Oopsie. Reset. Background party stopped. Like, what? Would Hitch work for that? Hitch isn't going to be doing enough damage. Hitch is a support, so he's not going to do the damage you need. I mean, I know he's a super secret DPS, but not man. If you got that much damage on Hitch for the final boss in Avernus, you could do it easier with somebody else. Like Ashara should just destroy it. So Gosrick just lowers the threshold for armor. He doesn't help you remove more segments. So Gosrick is who you put in if you're just not doing enough damage, but then you're dealing with maybe not the greatest buff on Gosrick and hoping that the other thing makes up for it. Frida's okay. Frida has limitations. Again, you have to be able to. You almost have to have more power than necessary for Frida to work, because she's not going to be able to set a high bud. It's the way she's balanced. She doesn't set a high as bud as other champions, because her highest damage comes off her Hellish Rebuke. She's kind of like Karlach in the sense that the best damage comes off getting hit. But Karlach can actually back that up by hitting real hard. The nice thing is if you can get Frida enough damage, which again is you've gone all in on Frida, and somehow by that point, like, you become a Frida main. Her spec choice to extend her Hellish Rebuke 2 spaces means you take tons of chunks off of anyone that hits, like anyone that does an AoE to the party. Mincecleaves hits multiple targets, but he can't remove. But what we're dealing with it doesn't really work on what we're talking about. Do Fire Breath Potions apply Bud to Hellish Rebuke hits? No, because Hellish Rebuke isn't a click damage. It's a function of Farida's damage. Ikuishi, any thoughts on how to push through Zariel's variant of Asoriel's Resolve? How much are we getting through to 550? I mean, it's same concept. Same concept. You're just going to have a lot more damage and survivability. Same. So I mean, the concept is entirely the same. You're going to need different champion. Well, I mean, you wouldn't like I just did my most recent one with core champions. You wouldn't do that. But it's the same concepts apply. You need multiple tanks to give you survivability. You need make sure you're timing your ultimates right. You got a Fire Breath Potion to kill all the trash mobs. A crawl is great. A Corazon ult is great. A crawl ult is great. A Corazon ult is great. But you still want to time those towards the end. Yeah, any champ, as I said, there's a lot more things in the game that do bud damage now, like champions that either have feats or abilities that can do bud damage. And if you happen to have those, they're going to help with armored enemies in Avernus as well, because they'll function basically as secondary DPSs and be able to take off segments of armor. All right, we can click our way all the way to 250, it looks like. Does Makos get multiple Eldritch Blasts? No. Makos is pretty garbage as a DPS. It's a super slow attack, and he only gets one. Anybody with Eldritch Blast is just really bad as a DPS. Sorry, Prudence, but it's just one attack, and it's always on a slow cooldown. Fire Breath Potions can do damage to armor, but only once every 5 seconds. And your bud has to be high enough. They speed potions make the fight harder or easier with cooldown reduction. I don't know what you mean.